Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Nicole and this is Letting It Be So. I am finally back with another Fridaysews catch-up. I feel like it's been forever since I've done one, but it's probably only a couple of weeks. Yeah, just had one of those periods of being really quite busy, being in the office a bit more rather than working from home. A whole bunch of stuff I'll talk about at the end, and also I also had a tiny but real cold, so I didn't think you guys needed to hear me. Obviously I would have tried to edit it out as much as possible, but I didn't think you guys needed to hear me croaky and snuffly. So but all of that is in the past and we are back. So I'll just kick off with what I'm wearing. So this is actually a make that I made kind of at the end of last summer when I was starting up this channel. So I don't know whether I shared it already, but yeah, I didn't really wear it. And it kind of then became, it's gingham. I feel like that's spring, summer. So once it got to being autumn, I didn't really reach for it. So this is the Olya Shirt by Paper Theory, and I've made it in this cotton, just plain cotton gingham that I think I got from First Fabrics, because I think they had it in like a series of different sizes of the the squares. So it's quite like a structured cotton. So you can see I've got the sleeves rolled up at the moment, because I don't know if anyone else is like this, but unless I am like actively outside, like trying to stay as warm as possible if it's cold, if I'm just like around and about, like I always end up having to roll up my sleeves. It's not necessarily that I'm like, got my hands in a vat of water or doing anything particularly like messy, like I've just been here working from home, sitting typing on the laptop. But there's just something about like having long sleeves that, unless I'm really trying to stay warm, I always end up rolling them up. And these roll up quite nicely. I haven't had to play around with them since I rolled them up. But yeah, the Olya shirt's got this fun detail, which I don't know whether you will be able to see because of the gingham, but yeah, the pattern pieces are quite fun. The way the sleeves go in, you can see there's no sleeve seam here. It's kind of going into the body. It's very cool, and I definitely, when shirt weather comes around again, I've got a couple of like checked sort of like funnel type fabrics in my stash that I'd really love to make some more of these, because this is quite structured. I think I probably would prefer it something that's a bit more flowing but still has a bit of weight. So I would definitely be reaching for this pattern again once I feel like I want a shirt. All right, so in terms of what I've been sewing, obviously, as it's been, probably when this goes up, it will have been like 3 weeks since I last did a Fridaysews video. But if I like shared absolutely everything that I've sewn in that time, it'd be quite a long video. And I'm also planning on filming a separate video of just all of my makes from April and May, because we've now just kicked off June this week. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things, and I will talk about everything that I have made in a separate video that I'm probably going to film at the weekend, because it's going to involve lots of changing of clothing, because I want to get like proper pictures of each one again, and maybe some little twirls or my attempt at twirls. I'm not a professional model, obviously. It's very much just me awkwardly standing in front of the camera. But, I feel like that's the best thing, isn't it? To get a sense of what something actually looks like on somebody and how you might style it. Again, not that I think I'm a particularly stylish kind of person. I just wear what I like, how I like it. But yeah, so I'm not going to share everything. This is just a snippet of what's kind of most fresh, I guess. And I was actually making one of these things last time I filmed a Fridaysews, and that is the Donny shirt. So as always, late to every party. it had taken me a long time to hop on the bandwagon and try out the Donny pattern, but yeah, I decided to give it a go, and yeah, I have been very impressed with it. So I'll show you my first one, because there is two, because I have, in the time that I last spoke to you, I've made a second. But so this is Donny Shirt number 1, and this viscose that I got quite some time ago from Rainbow Fabrics, so they're definitely not going to have it anymore. It's just I just had a meter, so again that was another reason for wanting to try out the Donny Shirt, because I know it's one of those patterns that people always talk about in terms of, you know, if you've only got a meter of fabric, you can squeeze one out. So yeah, and it's this like white background on these, like, I'm gonna lean back so you can see the whole thing. Yeah, it's these sort of like abstract kind of painterly shapes in sort of teal and yellow and some pink as well. So that's the front. See in the back, this is obviously a pattern that has a yoke that's slightly gathered in, and then just some set-in sleeves with a little bit of gathering. But yeah, so yeah, really pleased with this. My main thoughts on the pattern are, number 1, it is quite short, and someone said this in the comments, I think on my last video, and they were quite a bit taller than I am, because I'm only 5'3", but they said, you know, it was quite short and they'd had to lengthen it, and yeah, it is short. I think it's, you know, it's meant to be, and obviously again you're squeezing it out of however small amount of fabric, and it's a shirt, so like, yeah, it's going to be on the cropped side. It is like just about what I would consider okay. Like, it's probably, if I tried to like tuck it in to wear it, it's probably gonna be trying to like pull out. But I'm happy with it untucked, wearing over jeans. Like, I'm not, unless I am like, I don't know, stacking library shelves like high above my head. I don't think, even if I lift my arms up, it's gonna be like flashing anything that I don't want people to see. So yeah, so I don't think, well, I have made another one and I haven't done anything to that either. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be playing around with the length, but definitely, yeah, if you're thinking about making this and you haven't already, and you are, yeah, any taller than 5'3" or have a particularly long torso, I would say pay attention to the length measurements that the pattern gives, because you may want to lengthen it if cropped and potential midriff flashing is not your bag. The other thing that I haven't fixed yet, but I'm going to, is that I find the neckline to be just a teeny bit low. I know obviously there's no fastenings on this, so obviously this has to be big enough for you to get it on and off over your head, but like, I don't think there's going to be any issue if I just literally maybe sew up a centimetre and a half. It really is that, you know, that much, but it will make a difference to me, because yeah, I don't like big expanses of like this part of me on show. Like, I'm always worried about flashing my bra, so I'll probably just do a centimetre to start off with, try it on to make sure I can still get it over my head, and if that's now, you know, comes up to a length that I'm happy with, and if not, then I'll just, you know, baby steps go into like, yeah, sew that up. And then once I've done that, again, like I say, I've made another one and I will do exactly the same on that, but once I have taken the time to figure out that, then I will probably look to actually marking that on my pattern pieces, so that when you sew, you basically sew to like a circle marking with your facing in this to get this opening. Yeah, I will just need to move where that circle marking is, so that I'm sewing on my machine up to where I want it to. But yeah, very happy with that one. I will show you my second one. So this is my second Donny. It's very jazzy, isn't it? So this is some fabric that I bought. I want to say it's from the Mazzy. It's a Nerida Hansen print, and there were remnants So they were like two, like sort of 0.7 or something, like size remnants of this fabric. So did have to pay a little bit of attention in terms of like, it is kind of directional, this print, so I had to pay attention to that. But yeah, between the two pieces of fabric, it was still okay to do that. Nothing, obviously, again, with it being that cropped length, you can see the length there, like, yeah, it wasn't long enough for it to be an issue that, yeah, I had this like smaller length of fabric. And again, I'll show you the back. So yeah, it's these, like, I think they're like orchids or something, these flowers. But yeah, very jazzy on this turquoise background. And again, super happy with this. I haven't cut off the threads yet, and I think the collar is sitting a bit weird. I don't think I have ironed this since I finished it, so I'll do that. But yeah, really happy with this. I'm really loving this pattern, and I definitely want to play around with it in terms of doing some hacks. I think particularly with the sleeves. So this is kind of, I mean, there is gathering there, but it's like the teeniest amount it ends up to actually like fit your sleeve head in, particularly when you've got like a viscose that shifts about a bit more. But yeah, it's just a straight short sleeve. So I think I want to try like hacking some of the other like more fun sleeves that I have on other top patterns onto this. So the ones I'm thinking about are the sagebrush top sleeve, which is obviously another Friday Pattern Company pattern, so hopefully wouldn't be too difficult to put that in there. But that's much more like puff sleeve with an elasticated hem to the sleeve. Also, if I wanted to go really OTT, I'm also considering the Tilly and the Buttons Nell. There's like a puffball sleeve for that. I think that would be kind of fun. Just to add a bit more interest. Obviously, doing more involved sleeves, particularly like ones with a bit more volume, is going to make this pattern that, yeah, you can squeeze out of a meter, probably not squeezable out of a meter. So yeah, I'm going to have to take that into consideration with like what fabrics I'm planning on using, because I definitely do want to do a little bit of stash busting with some of my short fabric lengths that have been kicking around for a while, because I just haven't known what to make with, only a meter of a woven fabric. I also, I had sort of thought about it, and then when I just like Googled like Donny hacks or something, a dress version came up that Paige Joanna, who I know works for them, had done a blog post on, and I think they'd used the Davenport skirt to put on to the Donny bodice. And yeah, I definitely think that it will be cute as a dress. It'd be like quite a long one. So yeah, I'm also considering making a dress version as well. But yeah, and obviously the Donny did come with a long sleeve expansion recently, so I definitely would be making a longer sleeve version come more autumn time when I want a shirt that has long sleeves. So yeah, super happy with my Donnies. So the other thing that I have been making since I last did a Fridaysews that I'm going to show you is the Peppermint Loungewear Set. So Peppermint is a magazine. I don't know if it's like, it must be like just an online magazine, I guess. I don't know. Is there a print version? I don't know. But their patterns are, they used to be like free, and now they're like pay what you think they're worth. I forget what the options are on there because it's been a while since I downloaded it. But yeah, it's a pattern for just a very simple loungewear set, very like oversized, breezy, like a top version with like a high-low hem and some elasticated waist trousers. And I didn't want them to be, I didn't want to make it for like lounging around the house. I wanted it for some like light, longer pajamas for the summer months. So I had picked it up some cotton double gauze fabric from Pound Fabrics, and yeah, I cut that out. Was it last weekend, I think? and started sewing it up. So I'm going to show you. It's kind of difficult to show you together. I've got it on a hanger currently, but obviously it's a bit weird. Because there's a bit, the trousers are tucked in here, so it's like, I don't know, it looks a bit weird. So let's take the trousers off, shall we? That sounded wrong. Okay, so this is the top. So you can see, very simple, oversized, grown on sleeve, and then you've got the high-low hem here, which is pretty pronounced, but it is, if I lean back, it is very oversized, so it, you know, and also they're pajamas, so no one's going to see them. So yeah, pretty pleased about this. You'll notice that my top stitching is quite different to the fabric. I didn't have anything that went with either the background or the orange and yellow, so I just gone for some sort of greeny thing because yeah, I don't mind. I don't think it looks too bad, but yeah, that is the top. It's going to be even worse trying to show you. These are the trousers, so you can see you've got elasticated waist, you've got pockets, reasonable size pockets, and then yeah, I will include photos with this, just so yeah, you can see. But yeah, pretty straightforward to put together. The one thing that I found really weird about this is, and I'm like hesitant to say it because I feel like the instant I say it, someone's going to be like, Nicole, you're an idiot, you haven't read the pattern properly. But the construction has you, like, you have your like front leg and you put together your like pocket, so you've got like a pocket facing, which is like top stitch on here, and then you've got your pocket bag, and then you have that kind of panel there, and then obviously like the top is really open because it's an elasticated waist, and then you have to put in your elastic. Now it gave you two options. It gave you the option to like put the elastic in, like overlock it straight onto the top of your waistband and then fold it in. That was really difficult. I tried doing it and it looked an absolute state, so I unpicked it all, which took some time because it was overlocking, but I unpicked it all, and then I just did the normal way that I would add elastic to a waist, which is like folding down to create a channel and then threading it through. But the problem with doing it either of those two ways is that because your pockets go all the way up to the top, can you see, like, you end up with like, you basically lost some pocket because it goes all the way up to the top and then you're just folding it down, and it was kind of tricky to like thread the elastic through, and you know, these, like, this hole doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's not like you could even thread something through. No, it's like a dead end. So I'm like, why? but it just feels so odd that I'm like, have I just like not read the pattern properly? So yeah, I would definitely make this again, but I feel like it needs a waistband facing type thing to be added on to then fold over to create your channel, because I just think this is weird, having these little, like, what are we meant to be doing with these? I don't know. But yeah, it just made something that's very simple a bit of a faff. So yeah, let me know if you've made this. Am I dumb? Have I just not used my human eyeballs to read properly? Like, that is entirely possible. But yeah, overall, I am happy with it. And I think I've got some more double gauze that I think I got in a So Hayley Jane box quite some time ago now. And I don't think I have enough to do like trousers, but I probably have enough to do top and like some shorts. So I definitely think I will do that, because I'm not really a fan of double gauze for anything other than like this. I wouldn't wear it out of the house personally. That's just my preference. So yeah, I think that will use that fabric that's been kicking around. But yeah, there's the Peppermint Loungewear Set. God, I've been talking for an awfully long time already, and I'm not even sharing everything. So that goes to show, I think, that decision was very much correct. so yeah, in terms of plans, so I cut out a project the other day that I'll just show you. I've got some of the scraps to show you the fabric that I've used, but it is the Closet Core Knits. Well, eventually I want to make the dress, but I'm wearable toiling it by making the like tunic top version to see if it fits, because the bodice is the same for the dress and that top. You just, obviously with the dress, you're then gathering and tearing to add the full skirt. And the fabric I'm using is this viscose, which is an art gallery print that has been in my stash for ages, so I'm really pleased to be getting that sewn up. But yeah, I cut it out the other day. Probably not going to get to sew that now until the weekend, but yeah, that is all cut out. And the other thing that I have been mulling over is the budgie print fabric, which I shared a little while ago, because I don't have a full metre of it. It was a remnant, and so I've been mulling over what to do. But I'll show you another fabric that I pulled out. So I made some pink pyjamas, like some jersey pyjamas, a good while back, that I made the bottoms out of leopard print pink fabric, and then I used some plain pink fabric to fill in the gaps for the top, because I didn't have enough of the leopard print to make the top as well. So I used the plain fabric on the sleeves because it was more or less the same colour, not exact match, but more or less. But that means because I only did the sleeves in it, I've got like a reasonable amount of it left over. So I'm thinking that maybe it works with the budgie print fabric. So reminder, or if you didn't see the fabric, this is the budgie print fabric, budgie there, and there's this very big scale print which is kind of blue, lilac-y, and there's a bit of like pinkish tones there. So this is the leftovers that I have. God, it's a bit wild because cut out stuff from it, but yeah, it's this kind of dark pink colour. So I am thinking that I'm trying to hold this together to show you them together, but like I feel like, if we're thinking about sort of jewel tones, I feel like these could work together. So yeah, that's my current thoughts. I mean, I feel like ideally probably like a dark purple would be better, but I don't have that, and I want to make use of some leftovers as well. So yeah, this is what I'm planning to put together. So the pattern I'm considering using to do that is the French Navy Tarifa Tee, which I've made before in just some plain cream and teal striped cotton jersey, but it's got like some interesting paneling on the sleeves and down the side. So I feel like I would use the budgies for like the main body pieces, and then use the pink for some of the paneling and like the neckband and stuff. So yeah, obviously I would have to check to make sure like it does all fit with there's some kind of like long pattern pieces for like the side panels, because they kind of go all the way around. But yeah, that's what I'm mulling over with this. But if anyone else has any other thoughts about a colour block t-shirt pattern that they do with a plain and a really jazzy, complete with upside down budgies, let me know. Whew. Okay, I think that's all of the crafty stuff that I have to share. Like I said, I will be filming very shortly a full video of everything that I have made in April and May, to do that roundup. I was planning on doing them like monthly, and then I kind of forgot. I don't know what happened that I didn't do one in April, but yeah, gonna join April's and May's together. So that will be coming up hopefully within the next week. But yeah, that's all of the crafty stuff that I have to share. In terms of other stuff, like I said, it's been very busy. I was trying to get stuff organised around here after all of my decorating, painting at least. I've still got to, next week's job is to decide on a carpet and get that ordered and booked for someone to come and fit that. But yeah, we've been trying to like rein in the chaos that having to move everything around from painting created. There was also the very, very, very exciting thing that happened, which was that my little football team, Tottenham Hotspur, they only went and won a trophy, didn't they? Like, haven't won one for 17 years. The last time they won the trophy they did win was the year I was born, which was quite some time ago. But it's been 17 years since they had won any kind of trophy. And that was quite a timely celebratory noise from my laptop. But yeah, it was very exciting. I had been in the office that day, so it was the 21st of May, so it was a good while ago. It feels like not long ago, but also forever ago. So yeah, I had been in the office, and then I went back to my parents' house to watch. My brother had been lucky enough to get a ticket for the game. I was out in Spain, in Bilbao. So he was there. He video called us from the stadium. He had an amazing seat. He was literally like in the second row, like right next to like the dugouts. So he's got some fantastic pictures. And yeah, so me and my mum and dad were watching, obviously on tenterhooks, especially, so we won 1-0, so it was a close game scoreline wise. And so when at the end they added on 7 minutes of additional time for all of the stoppages earlier on, that was very, very stressful, because it's the worst thing of watching and thinking you're almost there to win, for something to happen and that not to happen. So it's very exciting. We did a lot of screaming in the living room. Probably the neighbours were confused, and obviously there's been all sorts of fun. There's been a trophy parade. I wasn't able to go because I was working, but my brother and my dad went to see the trophy being paraded through the streets of Tottenham, and yes, been good football vibes to end the season. So that was that. Then obviously, like I said, there was a lot of screaming. So like the following day, my throat was feeling a bit sore, and I was like, well, you did scream quite loudly. It's kind of understandable. But then the following day, I was still not feeling that great throat-wise, and then it, eventually revealed itself to be like an actual cold, not just football-induced throat injury. So yeah, that was, by the, in the grand scheme of colds, it was really not that much. I felt a little bit warm and had a few days of lots of nose blowing and whatnot, but nothing that I didn't even have to take any like paracetamol or anything like that. So yeah, it was a pretty low-key cold as far as colds go, but I just didn't feel like filming and then having, it's always you think you're not sniffing, but you are. So I didn't think that I wanted to spend time like trying to film and then realizing that it was all just a lot of sniffing and not what you guys want to hear. So, but that's done now, and here we are. So I also had to do a big, well, I say big, it was my first presentation in my new role at work, so I had that, and that was another reason why I didn't film, because I really needed to keep my voice, which was a little bit croaky from the cold. I needed to keep that voice for doing a half-an-hour presentation. But yeah, I did that, and it was good. People had lots of questions. I was kind of worried because I was talking about my research, but my research project is very much in the setup phase, so I didn't have any fun results or anything to show people. It was just my plans and what I've been doing, which is very administrative to get things set up. So but it seemed to be well received, so that was good. And yeah, and now somehow it's June. I don't know how that happened, but here we are. It's not looking very June like outside. It's very blustery and rainy today. But you know, this is the UK. This is what happens. But yeah, not got too much. Well, I say not got too much. I've not got a particularly busy weekend coming up, so probably will get some sewing in. But then I've got the following week off of work, and like I said, my main aim is to. I've still got a little bit of some touch-ups from the painting to do. There's one bit where I'm like, oh, I thought I went over this twice, but maybe I did not, just judging by the patchiness of it. So yeah, there's a few bits on the walls I need to go over again, and I also need to paint the radiator. I also need to look at replacing my blinds. I haven't decided yet. Like, I'm tempted to find some fabric and like make some blinds to go on like the rollers that are there. But it depends if I find something that I think goes with the paint. So I'm probably gonna have to go to a fabric shop, yeah, to be able to see it in person, because yeah, I'll need a reasonable amount of fabric because it's a fair sized window. But yeah, jury's still out on whether I will do that or whether I will just go ahead and buy them. But yeah, I need to get, you know, the last few bits of painting sorted, and then, like I say, need to actually make a decision and spend some money on a carpet. And then once I've done that and that's been fitted, then I can finish off. Like, I've bought a few bits to go in, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff that's waiting to go on the walls. And yeah, probably some furniture change ups as well. But yeah, there's no point in me buying new furniture until the carpet has come in and been fitted, because I'll just then have to move it. So yeah, it's, you know, I'm not in any rush. Like, it's, you know, the chaos is, you know, minimal, that, you know, I'm good. So yeah, that's going to be my main focus for my time off. But I do want to go to the V&A. I have a membership, so I can go to any of the like you know, temporary like paid for exhibitions for free, and like whenever I want. Like, you don't have to pre-book. And I want to go to the Cartier exhibition because I do like shiny things. I in a past life I did do some jewelry making, including like metal work, and I did even have a go at some stone setting. So yeah, I am a little bit of a magpie and a jewelry gal. So yeah, I do want to go and look at some jewelry that is very, very much out of my budget range, just to enjoy the sparkliness. So yeah, hopefully gonna go, yeah, one day in the week when it'll be quieter, and make use of my membership. Yeah, also maybe want to try and go to the theatre. There's a like app called Today Tix, like TIX, which does like what they call rush tickets, and basically they're like sell off. I think it's just them selling off the like tickets, particularly like odd tickets that are still available for a show like that evening. You know, they sell them off at like a discounted price, you know, to fill seats basically. So yeah, obviously that, you know, if I'm working, then I need to like, you know, factor in time of getting, you know, into like the centre of London where most of the main theatres typically are. But yeah, with a full week off, I can be a bit more flexible. And if a good ticket comes up for something that I want to see, there's a couple of things that I would like to see. The one I'm hoping to go and see soon is the Stranger Things show. But yeah, hopefully I can make that happen, and just get a good seat for a much cheaper price than I would normally pay, which is always, everyone loves a discount, right? So yeah, that's that. All right, I have talked for an awfully long time, and yeah, my phone is saying 36 minutes. So yeah, editing Nicole is going to try her best to make this less long, or shorter if you would like the actual word for doing that. But yeah, that's all I have for this Friday Sews. Hopefully we will stay back in a routine now of Friday Sews every week, and hopefully at least every other week an extra video as well. I do have some ideas going forward. I'll try and film something extra like next week when I have a lot more time as well. Maybe do a couple of things and have something in the bank. But yeah, I hope you're all well. I would obviously love it if you haven't already, if you would consider subscribing to my channel and giving it a like to help tell the YouTube algorithm to share my channel with the rest of the sewing community. But yeah, I will let you all tootle off to whatever you are going to be up to on this Friday, if you're actually watching it on Friday, or whatever day if you're watching it on a different day. I don't know about you, but I follow so many people on YouTube now that I'm currently watching videos from like 3 weeks ago. I need some more time in the day to be able to like get through everyone's videos, because I feel bad about skipping, and I don't want to skip, but I want to watch people's videos because I follow them for a reason. But yeah, I'm on like, yeah, I'm 3 weeks behind on YouTube. So yeah. Anyway, that's enough waffle. Thank you so much for watching. Happy sewing, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye.